Okay. Yes, I'm a lecturer here, guys. I do computer science, I do web development, video game programming, research. So you can get me on down there at the end as well. Alright? So, I've been here about 9 years, and then moving into sort of nearly 10 years. And initially, when I first started, I had a ton of stuff, a ton of paperwork in my boots. And coming from industry, I thought, well, this is not normal. We can't do this. So I sort of bandied around a few ideas and spoke to a few people and tried a few things. And I introduced my own version of cloud computing, my own version of Google Classroom, as it were, which would be Microsoft OneDrive and a WordPress blog and various other things, and it worked extremely well. And productivity went up and costs went down. By this point, my print bill, just for me, my print bill was 60 pence. And that was then, okay? I decided to share this what we've been doing with, trying to be more productive, trying to be more cloud-based and reduce costs, because things are, things are getting tighter, especially in school, especially in FE. Universities are okay, I suppose, at the moment, but it's getting tighter, and we need to be more sharper with it. 2013, I did a Masters of Research, and I looked at cloud computing. I looked at various different methods, mainly cloud computing and education. And in 2014, graduating, my dissertation was the embedding, this implementation strategy for embedding cloud computing within an academic institution. It wasn't embedding Google, it wasn't very specific in terms of a particular product, but looking at generally using cloud computing, how to be more productive, how to be more efficient with it, really, okay, more sustainable. Around about the same sort of time, Jamie Smith, who has been an absolute legend in all of this, I've got to say, because up until where he joined me, which is round about here, I was on my own. And to have somebody who can make impact and sort of make change and do things that we needed to do at the top, it was talking to a brick wall, okay? So Jamie and I accidentally sort of chatted about a Google one over a coffee one afternoon, and he was kind of going through the process again in ready, rolled out here, and I was kind of going through the process of a research paper as well. And I had 3 months where I had a collection of students at various campuses, and we had Google before it actually came out in the following September. And it was brilliant. The students they couldn't impact on their education by any means, but they were only allowed to use Google. And that was everything from your word processing, your spreadsheets, your presentations, to coding as well, as in my background, okay? And it was successful. It improved productivity, it improved innovation, it improved sustainability, and it was evident throughout. And we are in a position now where we are flying. We are flying, we really are. We've got it rolled out across the entire college, and initially getting all staff on board was extremely difficult, But we're there now. I like to feel we're there. What it meant for our students was it meant they were more industry ready, they were more sustainable, they were more innovative. So the staff were one thing, but the students were another. That's our bread and butter, making sure they were industry ready. For me, I find that extremely important. But really, it's the collaboration aspect of it. We all have this sort of stereotypical approach to sort of computer science students that they sit behind a computer playing World of Warcraft and they don't interact with anybody. But, but it's all about being creative, isn't it? It's all about being collaborative with our people we work with and we study with. And one of the top reasons why employers hire, I've got this from a conference I attended last week at the Staff's Uni, is creativity. And there's a number of, I'm not going to go through these, but there's a number of reasons there why employers hire because of creativity. Now, we're not asking for a BA in art or, to have your drawings and your pictures and things like that. But what we're saying here is that employees are looking to see how creative you are in terms of the way you communicate. Okay? And they're going to do this via social media. And when we roll this out to students and say how collaboratively are you being and how you conduct yourself digitally and how are you on social media, what is your social media like, we've moved on kind of from the Google implementation phase now. That's all done, we've got that. It's about the digital footprint, you as an individual going forward. So why is it important? Well, for me and for the students, it allows them to manage scenarios, manage tasks, deadlines, and I think fundamentally it teaches them how to manage people. Now, there's great students at the back here working on a project at the minute where they've got to come up with an innovative project and then manage the first years to build it. Right? They're not in at the same time with the students, so they've got to be able to communicate with the students and manage this project with the students, and the students can leave the project and they can fire the students, and if they've got no students to manage at the end of it, they fail. Okay? So it is about working with people. We've all used these products and we've all done these things, haven't we, in our products? Yeah? And we've all moved into sort of reports and data and demos and feedback. But the key thing here is this, isn't it? It's the collaborative force that we have within these Google products, which has just been absolutely amazing through the implementation of these products at our institution. What about my industry? Now, this has been really difficult for me. Okay, they can do the design docs, they can do the reports and things, not a problem. But collaboratively working with code has been extremely difficult. We've got a number of ways. We've got GitHub, and we've got Cloud9 and things, and a lot of them are very demanding, especially Cloud9 on the internet. But we want it to work the same as Google Docs and Google Sheets and Google Slides. We want collaborative work real time. Funny enough, this is not a sales pitch, but GitHub, did we use GitHub? Excellent, right. See the conference this week? They've introduced Teletype, where you can share a token and you can work just like Google Docs, just like Google Sheets, real-time coding with your team, okay? Now, they announced this midweek. An hour later, Microsoft for VS Code announced the same thing. So this is clearly a massive drive for the industry, for what these people want. We've got two students, James is one, and I've got another one who's not here with us today, who's actually been accepted on the Google Scholarship for Udacity, isn't it? By all means, speak to James about it later on for mobile web, okay? Really interesting in the way we're moving forward with that. So, a collaborative project, how we structure it, how we get it for the industry today, but for the students as well. We don't need to easy because that's the products we've got. We need to make it relevant for the students because that's what industry wants. So, we use Google Classroom as the driving central force, the collection for the distribution, for that hub really for the students. And then we get the teams collaborating, talking, and they can talk from team to team as well. And then we move forward into distributing that through the documents, and they can collaboratively communicate through that, and you all have this, that's why you're here. And then we distribute the code through GitHub, which is awesome, and then they allow it to be collaborative through the new software as of last week, which is even better now. Prior to that, it was a bit of a mishmash, but we managed it really, really well using it. Anybody use GitHub Classroom? Oh, like that. We use it. Good. What I like with this as well, though, through GitHub itself, it allows students to highlight issues and bugs and errors and all sorts of things, and I can see them and I can collaborate with them, and I can do it straight from my phone, I can do it straight from anywhere. And the amount of assignments I've marked in the pub is unreal. Okay. But it also allows me to then collect everything all back at that one central point. Okay? All there, all marked, all done. Finished, moving on extremely quickly. We've got a number of weeks left now until the Christmas break. I've had some students last week finish a web scripting module, all done, all finished. Minimum I require is a merit. A lot of them have gone for distinction, and all done. I will say I am leaving this institution next Wednesday, I'm afraid to say, but that's one of the reasons why. But because of the way we work, has allowed them to learn a lot and achieve rapidly. Okay? So again, why is it important? Collaboration, I feel. As I say, it's because it teaches us skills we just can't get working alone, and it allows us to be creative in our communication with people. And I think that's a really, really important thing that I've embedded into a lot of my delivery over the years. Thank you, guys.